Hello, I'm Michelle. So, I want to talk about why I chose this lifestyle because I have chosen it. Ever since I was a kid, it's not that I had a problem with authority, it's that authority and religion and politics, our government never made sense to me. Not at all. And the patriarchal systems of control that exist in Western civilization never made sense to me. Um, even as a kid, when I would go to Sunday school, Catholic Sunday school, they call it CCD, I'd ask questions that the teachers didn't have answers for. Um, and that just made me trust it even less. And then as I got a little bit older, you know, and throughout my childhood, watching, you know, marriages either not work or like people just seemed like they were acting, like they weren't really happy. And when I had questions for the adults around me, I got answers that were less than satisfactory. And it just seemed to me like there was more to life than the 9 to 5 and playing the game and pretending you're happy, because it just didn't make sense to me as a kid. Never has made sense to me, still doesn't. And I got a little bit older, and you know, my parents got divorced when I was a kid, pretty young, around 10, 11. My brother had a lot of problems with the law at an early age. I started drinking at the age of 13, 14. And then I started traveling, and I started going to rainbow gatherings. And if you don't know what that is, rainbow gathering is a whole bunch of hippies in the woods. It's all kind of people in the woods living like in harmony with the earth and camping out for 2 weeks at a time. They do regional gatherings around the US, and then every year they have a national gathering that is usually on the West Coast. The one national gathering I know of that has been on the East Coast was in my home forest in the Poconos when I was 18 in 1999. And that was really cool. But people go and they like set up camps, and people that do different jobs. Like you could be a fire troll and keep the fires in the kitchens going. Everybody, there's these different kitchens that people set up and build. And then there's main circle every night at 5 o'clock, and everybody comes, and all the kitchens bring food and serve everyone sitting around a huge fire. And the rainbow gatherings are based off of a Native American, the Hopi tribe prophecy. And this story comes from many different traditions, but probably across the world. But the one I'm familiar with is the Hopi prophecy of when the earth is dying, the animals are suffering, and all is appearing lost. There will arise a tribe of people from all walks of life, all cultures, all backgrounds, who care about Gaia, who care about the earth, who love the animals, who see them as our brothers and sisters, and they will come together and rise up to heal Gaia, to save humanity and the animals and the earth. And this just resonated so hard with me when I was 13 years old, when I first went to a gathering. And I felt so at home when I would be at those gatherings. And not only that, I've always felt at home in nature. I've always felt most at peace and at home and safe in the woods, outside, anywhere, really, away from cities. Cities have always been very stressful for me. There's too many people, too many energies, too many, like, just shit that doesn't make sense to me. It's just rat race, rat race, rat race. Ugh, don't like it. And it's not sustainable, y'all. But anyway, so that's a little bit of why I chose the life that I live out of my truck right now with my dogs, why I'm making a teepee out of upcycled leather that I've collected over the last 10 years when I wasn't working at UPS and various other jobs. I've had so many jobs. I've had more jobs than I have hairs on my head. And I never fit into that part of society either. I just either couldn't, it's just not worth the amount of money they give you to slave away and, exchanging your time and then going into debt. And what for? My dad worked his whole life and then he retired to Honduras with my stepmom, who's from there. And he passed away 2 years after he got down there. I'm glad he at least got to enjoy a little bit of, that part of his life free from the system, because it's just not worth it, man. It's not. And I just wanted to start telling my story and where I'm coming from and what I'm about. And so, I believe in God, absolutely, 100%. I also believe in the power of each of us, and we are all manifestations of the same thing. We are all different manifestations of the same most high God, that each of us are here to discover what life is really about and how to be a good person. And every one of us makes mistakes. It's okay. And that's what, Carl Jung was talking about when he was talking about individuation and integrating your shadow. And don't hate the parts of you that desire things that we've been taught are bad, like power or money or status. If you can acknowledge that part of yourself, you don't just want money so you can give it away to other people and be charitable, you're going to go further. And it's taken me a lot of years to come back to myself recently. A lot of years. I had this society, this system will fucking do a number on every one of us, man. And if you have made it to the point where you understand what I'm talking about, congratulations, because it ain't fucking easy. And let me tell you, I've been through it. I have been through it. And I will tell my stories. I will get there. But, I didn't find out I was neurodivergent until about 10 years ago when I was 35. And I'm very neurodivergent. I don't do well around a lot of people. I'm extremely empathic. I pick up on other people's energy so intensely. It fucks me up. And I've only recently gotten to a place where I can even function to go into a grocery store and be around people. Like if I'm in town, a little town like near where I'm at right now, for half a day is very draining for me. I had to come back out here and take a nap before I could even walk the dogs again, because it's very intense to be as highly sensitive to energies as I am, and as I know many people are. And you gotta be good to yourself. You gotta be kind to yourself. You have to acknowledge these parts of yourself and not feel bad for it, not see it as weakness. It's not weakness, it's awareness. And once you start to shed the identity that you were told to be, and instead ask yourself the hard questions, the deep questions, the simple questions, even where did this thought in my head come from that I'm not good enough? Or where did this belief inside me come from that I'll never amount to anything? Or what the hell put in my mind that just because I choose to live a certain way and don't have the amount of material possessions as other people, why would that make me any less of a worthy human than anyone else? It doesn't. And that's another thing I've always had a problem with, is that people look down on each other for stupid shit like material possessions, status, income bracket, whatever. It just never made sense to me. And I'm finally, in the last 6 months mostly, able to put together the language to explain what I've always felt, and it is so fucking relieving. Let me tell you, I'm coming into my own, and I finally understand so many things that I never had the language to even explain or understand fully myself. And now that I do have that language, I'm going to share it because I know that it can help somebody's, because I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. There's a lot of you out there who have had questions for years and years and years that you couldn't even fully form to ask of yourself, to be able to research and look into, to find the answers to these questions, because I didn't have the language for it. And so I'm going to share more, but this is, I kind of lost my train of thought. That shit straight wrecked. And anyway, I love you all. You're all beautiful humans. Every one of you is here. Every one of you is a manifestation of the divine. Every one of you is love. And I want you all to know that I care deeply about every single human, every animal on this planet, and our earth. If without it, we can't exist, you know? So just remember that you are worth the world, and I love you, and I'll catch you later. Peace.